loads of drugs. I mean, loads of drugs. Like, people talk about taking drugs, but this was like loads of drugs. Like 400 times taking acid in like a year and a half or something. It's like nearly every day, right? My poor wife, you know, she would come home from work as a nurse and I'd hand her a piece of paper. That was everything in the universe, you know what I mean? But when she showed me it years later, it was just scribble. Right? This is what I was dealing with, but anyway. It was bad. But anyway, it got so bad that when Annie and I first started living together, we were living in a squat on £8 a week between us. You know, a derelict house. And this guy kept coming around, he was a Hells Angel guy called Blue, who gave me drugs. And one time I woke up with Annie screaming, and she's got a hell of a loud voice. And I was asleep, and this Hells Angel was trying to give me speed on a flick knife under my nose while I'm asleep. And Annie was like, "What the fuck up?" Anyway, so we get into a bit of that bit in the book. And then I victoriously come out of it after many sort of illnesses and operations, and I have this thing, I don't know if you've heard of it, it's called a walk-in. A walk-in is somebody who slips into somebody's body when they're in the slipstream of going in and out of consciousness before they die. I've written a graphic novel called Walk-In, which is like, you can get it, but that's what happened to me. So I nearly died, well I did die, and then I woke up a different person, and I haven't stopped writing songs since. I didn't write hardly any before, and I wasn't interested in much apart from trying to learn how to play blues guitar like a blues guitarist, and getting really stoned. But after this, I created so much creative chaos, and I haven't stopped, and I probably won't stop, but that's because I'm not me. So the rest of it explains why I'm not me in the book. But on behalf of Dave, I'd love to sign some books, have a martini. Is anybody taking the martini?
I am.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you what, I got so obsessed with martinis, I tattooed one on my arm. But everybody laughs, but it's just amazing in Turkey or Greece or Norway, when you go to the barman and you just go, get one of them, mate. Otherwise, you'll be on hours of them going, Heidi, Heidi, Guiden, you know, no, that. I want to play you, as we are having a little drink and signing, some things that people don't know off my laptop, which is I write songs constantly with lots of people. But record labels do this thing what I called analog to monologue, like, oh, we want 10 songs or 12 songs every 3 years to put out on something, because they used to make things, CDs and vinyl, and they're still stuck in that thing. So I'm going to play you some songs that Mick and I have written that nobody's ever heard before, and it's just us jamming around and having fun, and some songs by other people, you might recognise them. And if you go to we're just building the website, but it'll be ready tomorrow, will it? So it's davestewartent.com/book. And I couldn't fit lots of things in the book. I did a wise thing. I said to Penguin, how many pages were in Nelson Mandela's book, Memoir? Because I did not want to write more than him, because it would be ridiculous, right? And they told me, and then I said, but Madonna's was 800, and his was 350 odd. And I went, that makes sense. I'll tell you a funny story that's in the book, which is true, which Madonna was in my hotel room in, what do you call that hotel that's on the corner of the park? And it was a big rock and roll hotel. And everyone's, sorry?
Plaza?
Viagra?
The Plaza.
Oh, the Plaza, no. No, this was called the Mayflower.
The Mayflower.
Yeah, right, so I was in the Mayflower and I met Madonna in the bar there. We went to our room and I had a little Porter studio. We were talking and she told me she didn't like any minor chords at all. And I was like really confused about that, like, okay, so everything's in the major key, but that's fine. And then we went for a Japanese meal, and then she came to see me, and I was at Jimmy Iovine's place sharing, you know, we lived together. and I just recorded Don't Come Round Here No More, and when she arrived I was in this big jacuzzi which she sat beside, and I was playing it, and she was listening like this, and she said, you know what, I said, I just been recording this with Tom Petty. She said, that's not my kind of music, but that's going to be like a big hit song. So she had this like smarts for like, that's going to work, that's going to work, that's going to work. But I'll leave you on a funny story with me and Jimmy. I don't know if you know Jimmy, he's a very funny character. Interesting, sharp as a razor. When we shared a place together, I used to have like panic attacks. I didn't know what it was. But this time I had one at like, 7 in the morning. And Jimmy was terrified of blood. And this guy, Gordon, was a real pain in the ass because he wouldn't open his bedroom door to get the keys to move the car to drive me to Cedar Sinai Hospital. And so we eventually got out. Jimmy drove me all the way there. I got to the hospital, and this is a perfect moment actually. It's making me feel anxious thinking about it. So we got to the hospital, and Jimmy's like, oh my God, I don't like going in hospitals, but he came in, and I said, he's having a heart attack, and there was a queue of people, and there was this woman who was hugely pregnant, and she was going, you better hurry up, it's my 8th, and Jimmy fainted, right? I got pushed into this room, and this guy came, with the blinds around, and he put all the things on me, the ECG, or whatever it's called, and he went, oh my God, you're Dave Stewart, right? And I was like, yeah, but I'm having a heart attack right now. He closes the blinds even more, and he goes, I'm a songwriter myself. And, and he leans in my ear and he goes, the Tropic of Desire. And I'm like going, I'm dying. I said, oh, by the way, there's a famous record producer right there. And he went shooting out and left me on my own. Anyway, I got to see the doctor. They said, really, I'd strained my neck or something playing tennis. Gave me some muscle relaxant. Jimmy and I both took one, and we drove off the edge of Mulholland. Wow. This is all in one morning. Got back to his house and got in. I got in the jacuzzi. Not good on a muscle relaxant, I learned. She nearly drowned. And then Madonna came round and heard Don't Come Round Here No More. But anyway, all these stories and many more are in the book. Honestly, it nearly killed me. I aged about 10 years writing it. And having to contact everybody and looking backwards in your life when you only look forwards. But anyway, I hope you enjoy it. And cheers everybody, and I'll sign.
Cheers.
I'm now going to play some rare tracks, quietly. But you mustn't all record them and then put them on the internet, or I'll get it. But it's pretty amazing that people don't realise that, musicians, when they write songs with each other for fun, can be pretty great, okay? I'm going to start with one of me and Mick, alright?